Welcome back to Car Chat TV. I'm Oliver, and in today's episode it's an interesting one, because what if I said to you, think of a daily sports car. There's three brands that probably come to your head: BMW, Mercedes and Audi. Today we're concentrating on the AMG C63 Mercedes-Benz, and I'm going to give you three very valid reasons why you need to get the C63 over the BMW M3. I want to talk to you about the exterior appearance of the C63. Now, it's very subjective, isn't it? Or whether you like the M3 over this or whether you prefer this. But I think there's one thing we can agree on. It's very understated. The look of this is it's kind of sleek, it's executive, it's not too out there. If we look at the front design of the car, there's nothing too garish. One of my favorite features is the big creases down the bonnet. And when you're looking over the big chunky girthy steering wheel, you see those big creases, and they're a great visual reference when you're driving. You come around the side of the car, we've got these V8 twin turbo badges on here. So like I said about the sleeper element, if you pulled up to the lights and you saw this, you might think, the only thing that gives it away is the V8 really. You take them off, you go, what is that? I'm gonna dust it, but you probably won't. Wheels are average, I've seen better, 19 inches. As we come around the back, very usable, 5 doors, nice, daily driver. Then we've got a boot, about 475 litres of boot space in there. Not as big as the M3, I think. And then down, the quad exhaust system looks great, but these are fake tips. If you look in a little bit closer, you can see the exhaust there as well. That's a bit naff. But overall, it's very understated. Someone who doesn't want to be, look at me. It's more, maybe a little bit more sophisticated, you could argue. Let me know what you think of the looks of the C63 in the comments below. Okay, firstly, let me give you a little bit of backstory on this Mercedes AMG C63. It's a 2018, it's done 15,870 miles, so low mileage, 469 brake horsepower, I believe 0 to 62 in 4.4 seconds, or it could be a little bit less. Some places say different, but it's around that. Later we will be doing a launch, and I'll tell you how to launch the car, which will be interesting. And it is up at Crystal Motors at around 41k. Let me tell you my first reason about why you need to get a C63 over the M3. It's more powerful. This, oh, listen to that V8 as well. Oh my gosh, that's cackly. More power than an M3 and more power than an RS5. I believe an M3 has 425 brake horsepower. As I said, the C63 has 469 brake. The V8 sounds so sweet. Rear wheel drive, 3.8 V8 twin turbo. More power, more fun. Am I right or am I right? Okay, it's time for a sound test. I want to hear what this V8 sounds like. Okay, woo! Did you hear that crackle? Okay, we're gonna do a launch in the C63. To do the launch, bring the paddles towards you. Both, race start, paddle up to confirm. Get ready. Oh my gosh, that is so easy. And there you go, 0 to 62 in 4.4 seconds. Some people saying 4.2 seconds on some of the resources I've seen online. You'll have to let me know. Oh! What you've been getting in the C63. That felt quick. I need to talk to you about the handling of this car as well. It's an absolute beast. I've still got it on Sport Plus, by the way. But you just throw in this chunky, girthy steering wheel, and it's just so precise. And there's power at your feet at every turn. I love looking over the bonnet. Visibility is great. The big creases are like shark fins, how they just come together and form. And there's just so much fun to be had on these B roads. It's a beautiful day today as well. Nice and dry, plenty of grip. Which brings me on to my second reason. Comfort levels in the C63 are more comfortable than the M3 when you've got it in the comfort mode setting. The suspension just seems a little bit looser. Both cars are a firm setup, right? You know, they're a sports car, they've got to be, so you can get that great feeling of performance when you're going around the corners and getting the power down. But when you've got it in the comfort mode in the C63, you can actually change just like you can on the M3, you can change the settings, the dampers. You've got the 4 modes here. You've got the individual, the comfort, the sport, and the sport plus. But when you've got it in comfort mode, it's just a little bit more chill and more refined, comfortable than the M3. Now I've got Adam in the back with me, and he's going to tell us about comfort levels in the rear of the C63.
All right, so we're in the back of the C63, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised even, because we have some nice big sunroofs up top. And let me show you my knee room. Knee room is actually a lot more than I thought, and headroom actually a little bit. If you're quite tall, it might be a bit of a struggle, but here and now it's plenty. Other than that, you've got a couple of vents in the back, no ports. I can't see any USB ports, but material wise, this sort of black and red, I'm quite enjoying. So other than that, I'd say it's pretty comfy. Suspension is still a bit firm, especially on the bigger potholes, but what can you expect with a C63? Interior is quite nice. I'd say, you know, give it maybe 5 years, it might start to look a little bit dated, but you know, overall I'd say I'm quite happy in the back.
There you go, overall comfier. And my third reason, probably the biggest one, is price, because at the moment in the UK we want our money to stretch that little bit further. And we were looking at 2018 models, which this is, and comparing C63 to M3. This is up for around 41k. This has done 15,000 miles. We're comparing that to M3s on other websites you can buy. And it's cheaper. Works out £3,000 on average cheaper. So you can get a cheaper car with more power that's comfortable, more comfortable than an M3. It sounds a bit like a no-brainer to me, but let me know in the comments, what would you have? This, a C63, or a BMW M3? Just want to say a quick thanks to Crystal Motors Car Group in Northampton, where the car is up for sale. If you fancy it, C63 is up for around 41k. I'll put a link in the description below. Let's talk about interior. Now that's very subjective, I know, because I actually really love the BMW M3, especially with some of their new iDrive infotainment, but we're looking at 2018. You could argue both materials are plush. Steering wheel feels great, just like in an M3. Steering wheel's nice and thick and girthy. It is nominal, isn't it? You could probably say the infotainment in a Mercedes are known for being a little bit better, maybe. Again, it would be interesting to see what you guys think about interior-wise with the C63 and the M3. One thing I've been thinking of though is just how easy it is to launch a C63 compared to an M3. Sometimes the M3 can be a little bit finicky, if that's a word, I don't know. This is just so simple, as you saw earlier. Just pull the paddles forwards and then action it with the right paddle. So that's another reason, just thought of that. Just a little bit of a bonus one in. But yeah, the interior, let's get back to that. I want to know what you guys think. If I was umming and ahhing, I actually like the BMW interior. This one for 2018 is in good nick. There's no scratches or anything. The infotainment isn't touchscreen in this one, which is, for me, a little bit outdated. I'm not a big fan of that. But yeah, anyway, let me know in the comments. Interior, what's better? M3, C63, I want to know. So that has been our 3 reasons on why you should get a C63 over an M3. Oh my gosh, I've given you my 3 reasons. I'm going to be honest with you here. I'm not a massive Mercedes fan, but this car, it hits a little bit different. The sound is great. It's a little bit of an animal, and I like it. What I want to know is, what would you rather have in the comments below? Let me know. I'm sure you will. As always, if you like the episode, throw us a like, get subbed, and I'll see you on the next one.